Okay, so it is May 13th. The honey flow here in East Tennessee has come on very strong. As you can see, the bees are busy putting up some nectar. For us, we use these just kind of as an identifier. We paint them yellow. These are the supers that we're going to pull honey from. And today is a day where I'm going to go through and check progress and add what we want or what we can. So for now, what I plan on doing is going through these hives, and I'm going to essentially, I want to get down into the bottoms just as a quick check to make sure that we don't still have some swarming tendencies. I did find some in here. Obviously we had swarming tendencies from one of those. So it warrants an investigation, a thorough investigation, make sure we're not going to face any more problems with that. To do that, my typical MO is to pull the frames, get a good look. If I see any indication, I'll do a little deeper investigation. If I have to, I'll find the queen, isolate her, and shake frames, and then crush any cells. That's my plan for today. And then as we get going, if we need more supers, we'll put them in too. So come on along. A couple of things I'm also looking for when I'm doing this is I'm looking for a couple of good candidates. I have some polycast combs that we're going to introduce today. Hopefully to get a little bit of drawn comb in those cassettes. And then I'm going to decided to try some of the Apame bottoms. Got a couple of those. Got them essentially because they make pretty good pollen traps. They come under advisement for pollen traps. Given the price tag for one of those Apames at $55 versus you know, one Sundance or something like that, it's pretty competitive. Probably want to see this, huh? See what I'm looking at? So this is our honey super. We're drawing out all the way across on this top. Now I did under super, so we'll get a look at this next one and see what it's like. Ooh, very heavy, very full. Good news. And it looks like this one is drawing out at the top all the way across. Now I came in here 3 or 4 days ago and I rotated the center thicker frames to the outside and moved some of the ones from the outside inside. So they'll go ahead and finish them up for me. And they're doing a pretty good job. So I'm going to go ahead and wind up putting a super on this. Just get a look at it and give you a comparison. This is the one that was actually on the inside. And this is a 9-frame spaced super. How are you going to do that? Y'all don't laugh at my pillow. I ordered a brand new replacement and put it on here, and it lasted like literally like 2 rounds. It was awful. Get another one from a little more reputable source, I think. Let's get a look and see what we got here. That's a big food frame. This is a frame that they're drawing out naturally simply because I ran out of frames to put in, so I put in a little bit of natural starter strip. They haven't secured it at the bottom yet, so there's a high risk of knocking that off there. See the brood. Lots of eggs on that one. Everything is banded, so we got nice. We got young being raised in the middle, and then banded on the outside with some nectar. Beekeeper's dilemma, all we're trying to do right now is keep the population in these hives as high as we can without them swarming. So we're looking for them to change their attitude, so to speak, from wanting to swarm to wanting to get out and get some more nectar. Got a couple cells down here I want to look in. Again, this was a starter strip about 2 weeks ago. They're drawing it out, but I want to make sure we don't have anything going on down here in these cups. Be gentle, not to knock this out of here. It'll be awful. If you've been a beekeeper at all, you've dropped the comb a couple of times. It's never fun. I'll go ahead and shake them off of here so I get a good look at this thing. We haven't got it nailed up at the bottom yet. Got a little bit on the sides, but not at the bottom. So. This is, like I said, this is an act of desperation. I ran out of frames to put in, frames and foundation. Mine were hung up in shipping. And I had to have something to put in here, so I stuck some frames in and some starter strips just to kind of hold things over. Nothing nefarious there. We're going to this bottom as well, just to confirm. I know a lot of people don't like to do these invasive inspections, but I've been burned a couple of times. That swarm sitting over there is a perfect example. We're just looking at the bottom. Clearly, they were building cells up on frames. Had to be. With any luck, this may be the last time I have to crack them open until after the flow. I think these girls actually might get a new bottom. I might put one of those apple mays down here. I've never used one of these. This will be a brand new experience for us. This seems intriguing to me. It's got a tray on the bottom that can catch pollen. And that's essentially what I'm looking for. So I'm looking for a decent pollen trap. We'll see how this works. Hey folks, it's the middle of May. Sorry I haven't posted in a while. Things have gotten a little bit crazy. I'm going to show you what we got going on here on Sweetwater Bees. We are in the midst of a really good nectar flow and things are exploding very quickly. We're just trying to keep everything together, keep the wheels from coming off the bus, so to speak. All of our hives are in pretty good shape. Good numbers in most of them. You know, the early splits this year kind of paid off for some of those. We might get a little bit of honey out of them. I'm looking at a sea of hives right now, and plus we got some on the other property. So I'll take you for a little drive-by, and then I'm gonna go and work on some nukes here in a little bit. All right, come on along. I'll take you for a drive. I'll just see what's going on. Just like every beekeeper, you know, some are doing a little bit better than others, or managing things a little bit different from one to the other, doing some experimenting. And they're kind of growing at their own pace. You know how that goes. We're happy. We got bees on every stand. Now the little gray ones, those are something exciting for us. Something we've never done before, and I can show that to you real quick. So let me get down in here. So this is our top this is our honey super, and then in between these I've got a what's called a hog half comb. And I'll show you that little critter here in a second. Hang on. Okay, so I tried to do this with like one-handed, or I don't know what I was thinking, but Yeah, it takes a couple of men and a small boy to move this super off of here. It is full. So let me try this again. So what we got on the top, these two are actually honey supers. This one is as well, but this is that special deal that we've got a hog half comb, something that we've never done before. We are super excited about it. The way these things work. Pardon me, hang on 1 second. This is pretty cool. So the bees draw this foundation that's in the bottom of this hog half comb, what's called this little cassette. They'll draw this out, fill it, and then we'll pull it off, split those up, put caps on them, or lids on them, and then that's available for, those are gonna be available for sale. But you can see where they're starting to draw this out. Just a little bit. You can see down in there maybe. But you're starting to, the bottom of this thing is embossed, and then they'll pull it out, and then they'll stuff it full of honey or nectar, and then cure it out to honey. All beekeepers have that one that got away. This is a small swarm that was caught about 4 or 5 miles actually from my house, and it was brought here. It was brought here to an out yard rather than take it straight to our property. I just finished a mite wash on it. I want you to look at this. 11 mites in that little swarm. 11 mites in that swarm sample, I should say. Y'all be careful out there.